What's good, YouTube? Swiftly here, back with another NBA 2K25 video. And in today's video, I have another episode of Rare Builds for you guys. As you can see on your screen, today's episode, we are going to be creating a balance point. So with that being said, let's jump right into the build. Now, obviously, you have to make this build at the point guard position for you to get the balance point name. Obviously, height, I went 6'6" on the height. I went 199 on the weight. And then for the wingspan, I went 7'2" on the wingspan. Now, obviously, you could tweak these things to your liking, however you want. This is just what I went with. You can go taller or lower on the weight, height, and the wingspan to your discretion. Then for the attributes, I went 82 on the close shot. I went 81 on the driving layup because what we had left over. And then I went 87 on the driving dunk. And then for the standing dunk, we went 40. And then for the post control, I just threw a 46 on there because that's what I had left over. Now, obviously, you can get better finishing, but I felt like this was more appropriate just because of what I wanted to do with this build, which, of course, obviously, we wanted to make sure that we get contact dunk. So, obviously, we went 87 on the driving dunk. This build will get contact dunk animations. We do have an 80 on the driving layup because we do want it to have physical finisher because, as I told you guys on this channel before, when you're getting pulled out of those dunk animations, be it a meter dunk or just a dunk with the right stick or square, you're going to want that physical finisher to kick in, which is going to be converting that into a contact layup so you can finish. And then the close shot is really going to come in. Usually people don't put like super high close shots on guard builds, but the reason why I'm going super high on the close shot, just because we are going to be 6'6", which means you will always be able to go down low in the paint, whether it's a backdoor cut, whether it's, off the pick and roll, whatever it is, off the ISO, and finish down low because most guards that are guarding you are going to be 6'4", 6'3", 6'2", 6'1", and sometimes even 5'9" or 5'11". So you almost always will have the height advantage at 6'6" when facing another guard. Now, unless you're playing, proving grounds or you're playing pro-am where people are going to be more likely to make that switch off and let, the two guard or lockdown or whatever guard you, in that case, then okay, you might not have that advantage. But if you're playing solo rec or you're playing with randoms, then 99.99% of the time you're going to have that advantage because most people aren't really switching matchups in solo rec. So that's where the close shot comes in at. And even then, most locks aren't going to be, most locks are like 6'4", 6'5". You should still have the height advantage. There's very few people making super tall lock builds just because of that mini marksman badge that pops in. So most people aren't going to be making their locks like 6'8", 6'9", because they don't want to give you a super good boost for your mini marksman. So they're not running super tall builds like that. You might see a lock at 6'6", 6'7", but most of them are going 6'4", 6'5", just because you get the best animations and the best attributes at that level, and you won't be giving up many marksman boosts as well to your matchup. So that's why you're seeing smaller builds like that. So that's why I feel like, you do want to have that close shot on your build, but enough yap. Moving on to the shooting, we are going to have an 87 on the midi and then an 83 ball on the three. Now, obviously 83 to get that bronze limitless range, and then 87 just so that we get better badges because we won't be able to get at 83 midi. 83, 3-point, we're getting that silver dead eye. And also you'll be able to get better jump shot based as well too. With 87 versus just having that 83 3 ball, you're going to have access to much better jump shot base the higher your mid-range is, because it's going to use your mid-range or your three. So that's why I went 87 on the mid-range. And then for the free throw, I did throw an 81 on there just so that, we'll be able to consistently knock down our free throws and whatnot. Then for the playmaking, we have an 83 on the pass accuracy, which is going to get us, bronze versatile visionary, silver break starter, and gold dimer. For the ball handle, we're looking at an 84 on the ball handle, which is going to get us bronze ankle assassin, silver handle Sadace, and silver unpluckable. And then for the speed with ball, we're looking at an 83 as well for silver lightning launch on this. And then for the defense, we're looking at a 50 on interior defense, which obviously isn't all that great, but it does go a long way when you have the height advantage on your matchup. So ordinarily, a 50 interior defense isn't the greatest, but a 50 interior defense with a 7'2" wingspan on a PG versus another PG that is probably 6'2", 6'3", or 6'4", you're going to just get a little bit more of a contest because of your height, because of your wingspan, and the interior defense as well too. Like, I'm not saying that you're going to be getting stops like a Hall of Fame, rim protector with legend paint patroller. I'm not saying that, but 50 interior defense, it goes a long way when you're taller and have a longer wingspan on your matchup versus a 6'3", 6'2", or even a 5'9", 5'11" guard. You're going to get a lot of stops, especially with just hands up defense. And then for the perimeter, we are going to have an 85 perimeter defense, which is going to get us a lot of these perimeter badges that you'll see later on once we put our agility and strength and everything else up. Then for the steal, we're going with a 60 just so that we can play those passing lanes. Obviously, that 60 steal is going to get you bronze interceptor with a +1. You can bring that up to silver interceptor, and it's honestly not that bad. I run a 60 steal on my 7'1" versatile enforcer center, and then I use a +1 for a silver interceptor, and I'm able to pull like 2 to 3 steals a game that I wouldn't ordinarily be able to pull with just bronze interceptor. I do get some steals here and there, but usually it's a gamble, which is why I just went with the 60 just so that I can put that +1 on the interceptor, just so that I can play those passing lanes, especially as a guard. They're going to be trying to get the PG the ball often, and if you're playing off ball or off ball defense, you're going to want to be able to play those passing lanes a little bit. So that's why, just to save, you can always go 60. Obviously, if you feel like you want to go higher or need to go higher, you can. This is just what I went with because it works for me. And then for the block, I did throw a 69 block on there just for that high flying denier badge because, again, like I said, we are going to be 6'6" on this build, and you're going to be getting matched up against like 6'3", 6'2", 6'4" guards, so you will be able to get those blocks, especially at 6'6" with a 7'2" wingspan on the build with speed and verticality, vertical and whatnot. You will be getting some blocks on this build, so that's why I went 69 on the block. Obviously, you could take that down to 68 because I think that's all you need, but I just threw 69 because why not, right? Then on O board, we went with 32, and then we went 58 on the D board. Now, obviously, if you have points left over, make some tweaks, maybe drop your free throw or whatever, you can get that up to 60, which I would recommend you do, but I didn't care too much about it because I was more focused on just making sure that I have the defense, the playmaking, the shooting and finishing that I want. But obviously, you're only 2 points off. If you can make some tweaks to your build, you can get that up to 60, which I would recommend you guys do for rebound chase. So I'm not going to do that for the sake of the video, just because I don't want to have to make any changes or tweaks to what I'm doing. But I would recommend that you guys shoot for that just because it goes a long way, especially when you could put a +1 on it maybe and get that to a silver rebound chaser, especially because you are going to be a taller guard. It will definitely help you with rebounding. And then moving on to our physicals, we have an 82 for the speed. We have an 80 on the agility. 75, I believe, is the strength. 73 is the strength. And then we have, I want to say 80 on a vertical. So we have points left over. Maybe I miscalculated somewhere. I'm not sure. 80 on a vertical gets us silver posterizer, gold area wizard, bronze high flying denier. 73 strength gets us silver physical finisher, which is going to come in handy for when we get pulled out of those dunks. Obviously gold strong handle, bronze box out beast, brick wall, and movable enforcer. And then that 80 agility is going to get us on ball menace, silver pick dodger, silver shifty shooter, and silver slippery off ball, as well as that 82 speed getting us slippery off ball and high flying denier. And then since we do have points left over, I guess you can put that into your D board to get that bronze rebound chaser. And then I'm not really sure what else I would put up. Maybe standing dunk if we could get that to 45. If we can't, I don't really know what else I would even put up. I don't think you can get any badges elsewhere. Maybe going up on the block, maybe I would go 73 on the block. But that's really it. I can't really see anything else that I would want to put that on that would get us any badges or anything. But then, of course, you'll see these shades up. We see DeJounte Murray. We see Cade Cunningham. And then we also see Tyrese Halliburton. And then of course our build name, which is the Balanced Point build. So there you have it. This is my Balanced Point build for NBA 2K25. Please be sure to drop a like, comment, and subscribe for more NBA 2K25 content. And of course more rare builds like this. I'm out, y'all. Catch y'all in the next one. Peace.